Hello, this is Mike with Uncle Mike's Locksmith. That's my card. This is like a low budget film here. I don't, just doing this with my phone. So I had a customer who just replaced a deadbolt, and he forgot to put his keys on his new key ring and ended up closing his door, realizing he forgot to swap his keys, called me for a lockout, and then asked me for tips on strengthening his door frame. And I told him I'd quick give him a go around. So, first thing, uh, is the screws that come with any uh, Schlage deadbolt. They're going to give you a couple things, but one is going to be these little screws, which about 90% of the people use. They're about an inch long, anywhere from 3/4 to an inch long, depending on the brand. They're also going to give you this little gadget here that 90% of the people don't know what to do with and end up throwing away. And inside that is a little baggie with these screws, and you can see the difference in the size compared to the screw most people end up using. And he said, well, what's that for? And I says, that's an awfully good question. So it goes inside the wall. It's a strike plate, and you'll see down in there, there's a screw. So instead of just having two of these dinky little screws, you end up using, again, low budget film, doing this one-handed. You'll end up having 3 screws that are about 3.5 inches long. And when you hold that up to your door frame, you'll realize that those are all going to end up going past your door frame and into the 2x4s. So that'll be right about here if it's installed correctly. That'll give your door frame a lot of strength. These, your doorknob, they don't give you more protection. Most of those can be opened with just a piece of plastic. You'll see here I put a stainless steel screw in there, and those are again about 3.5 inches long. And then I'll put one in between. I don't know, putting about 5 of these in. These are stainless. You could tell the difference between real stainless and bullshit stainless by using a magnet. Real stainless is not picked up by a magnet. It's non-ferrous, so they're a lot stronger and they are a lot more expensive. But these will also strengthen your door frame. So if somebody kicks it, they're not just taking this half-inch piece of wood. They're trying to take the 2x4, the studs, everything inside the wall with it, and it'll take a lot more force to get that out. So the other thing I tell people about is the hinges. Now they have these hinges, they have a little notch, and on this half there's a hole. Oops, I guess. Alright, so when the door's closed and you try pushing on that, it's not going to push the hinge in. But one of my biggest issues is if you take the screw out of your hinge, again, these are only, well, those are only about a half-inch to 3/4 of an inch long. Lost that one, but it doesn't matter, it's not going back in. So I'd recommend replacing some of these. This is only about a half-inch long, so that's barely through that wood. So somebody gives a kick on this side, on the hinge side, it's going to be easy for that to break the wood and come through. So again, I'd recommend using some of these stainless steel screws, or even some of these stronger deck screws to go ahead and go in there and go into the studs on that side of the door. Now you got to remember, when you're tightening these down, a lot of people like to just ram them all the way in and tighten it as much as they can. You don't want to do that because you're actually going to be pulling your door frame out. So when you close your door, you're going to see a bigger gap. So just snug this down a little, so it's flush with the edge of this, and Yeah, you'll greatly increase the strength of your door frame. Now I would recommend doing the top and the bottom on all three hinges, and that's what I'm going to do here. So those are just a couple tips from Uncle Mike's Locksmith on strengthening your door frame a little bit. It's not going to make it kick proof, but it'll give them more time for you to respond and someone else to respond. So, all right, have a good Christmas and a Happy New Year.